joint work session, regular session of the Board of Education. Would you would please bow your head for moments of silence, please. Thank you. Would you please stand for our pledge? I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ms. Fear, I understand we have some special recognition.
We do. Tonight, we have several groups of students deserving of recognition for their recent accomplishments. We'll start with our middle school students who performed exceptionally well at the recent Griffin-Risa Regional Mathematics Contest. Our middle schools recently competed against teams from Butts, Fayette, Henry, Lamar, Pike, Spalding, and Upson counties at the regional middle school math competition, and two of those teams from the Newton County Theme School and from Veterans Memorial Middle School placed in the top three. The math contest includes a 1-hour written test followed by a group ciphering event. Awards for the top three teams in each division are based on the total team score comprised of the top 4 highest scores on the written test and the team score on the ciphering event. Newton County Theme School's team won second place honors, and the team from Veterans Memorial Middle School earned third place. First, we'll recognize the students from the Newton County Theme School for their second place finish. Students, when I call your name, please come forward to accept your certificate from Mr. Almond Turner, our board chair. Milan Parker. Milan is an 8th grade student at Newton County Theme School. Hannah Scharf. Hannah is an 8th grade student at Newton County Theme School. Elena Jones. Elena is an 8th grade student at Newton County Theme School. Natalie Hanson. Natalie is also an 8th grade student at the Newton County Theme School. Riley Pointer. Riley is an 8th grade student at the Newton County Theme School as well. Congratulations to the Newton County Theme School math team on your second place finish at the regional math competition. Next, I'd like to recognize the members of the Veterans Memorial Middle School math team for their third place award. Students, when I call your names, please come forward to accept your certificates. Caden Winchester. Caden is an 8th grade student at Veterans Memorial Middle School. Angeli Holmes. Gomes. Okay. Is she here? No. Angeli is an 8th grader at Veterans Memorial Middle School as well. Natalie Henderson. Natalie is a 7th grade student at Veterans Memorial Middle School. And Markia Cook. And Markia is an 8th grade student at Veterans Memorial Middle School. So congratulations to the Veterans Memorial Middle School math team for their third place finish at the Griffin-Risa Regional Math Competition. Next, I'd like to recognize the students who recently were selected to participate in the very prestigious 2018 All-State Band. Students selected for the All-State Band were required to pass 2 rounds of auditions where they had to play major scales, chromatic scales, an entire etude, and sight reading examples. Students earning a place in this ensemble are among the most accomplished instrumentalists in the district and will have an opportunity to prepare for a special concert by the All-State Band on Saturday, March 3rd in Athens. This year, 3 Eastside High School students were selected for the All-State Band. Students, when I call your name, please come forward. Duncan Jordan. Duncan is a sophomore at Eastside High School, and he plays the clarinet. Congratulations, Duncan. Joseph Bickle. Joseph is a 10th grade student at Eastside High School, and he plays the euphonium. Congratulations, Joseph. And Wesley Rains. Wesley is a senior at Eastside High School, and he plays the horn. Congratulations, Wesley. And congratulations to all 3 of our high school students who made the 2018 All-State Band. Finally, I'd like to recognize our students who were selected for All-State Chorus. Like All-State Band, All-State Chorus involves 2 rounds of auditions. During the audition process, students are required to perform a solo, sight read, and sing from memory their major, minor, and chromatic scales. If students pass the first audition, they must learn a pre-selected list of songs and sing selected passages for the judges in the second audition. Overall, 5 Newton County School System students made the prestigious chorus this year, including 1 middle school student and 4 high school students. Students, when I call your names, please come forward to accept your certificate. Wesley Rains. Wesley, in addition to making All-State Band, was also selected for the All-State Chorus, and he is a senior at Eastside High School. So congratulations, Wesley. David Castillo. David is a freshman at Eastside High School. Congratulations, David. Josiah Webb. Josiah is a senior at Newton High School. Congratulations, Josiah. Matthew Swinson. Matthew is a junior at Newton High School and the NCCA STEM Institute. Congratulations, Matthew. And Gracie Bates. Gracie is a 7th grade student at Newton County Theme School at Fickwood. Let's congratulate all of our All-State Chorus students. I'd like to wish them well on their at the All-State Chorus concert this weekend at the Classic Center in Athens. So students, our math teams, great job. It's when we compete in these regional competitions, we always do very well. So I'm really proud to see that math is a thing and that we're competing and we're doing well in the competitions. To our All-State Band and Chorus students, I actually had an opportunity to attend one of, not the All-State process, but the programs last weekend. And when you close your eyes and you listen to these young people play their instruments and sing their songs, you cannot begin to imagine that they are students. They're not professionals. And just listening to the talent and the accomplishment of our kids in terms of their instruments and their vocal performances is unbelievable. And so I'm so absolutely proud of all of you for being well-rounded and for focusing on areas that really is just magical. When people listen to you, you really feel, it feels like, it just takes you to another place. So I'm really proud of all of you. So congratulations and thank you for working hard to do the things that you do.
Thank you, Ms. Ferry. Would the parents and grandparents and other siblings or relatives, would you please stand, please? On behalf of the superintendent and the Board of Education members here, we would like to thank you for your support and provided the necessary tools in order to make your children successful. And we'd like to give you all a big round of applause. Thank you very much. At this portion of our meeting, if you all would desire to leave now.
I've got one thing to say.
Okay.
Mr. Turner, I'm
Yes,
sorry.
yes, ma'am, I'm sorry.
So it is always great to see kids come through and be recognized, but we have one kid in here that like gets recognized quite frequently, and I don't know if he has forgotten, but I have not. So Mr. Raines, while you're over there smiling, I am still waiting to hear you perform. So I'm gonna need you to bring your instrument or come sing a song at one of these board meetings. He is recognized so often, you guys, so I know it has to be like, you have to be super talented. And I'm serious, I'm really waiting on you.
And time is ticking. He's a senior this year. So we need to make it happen in the
Every
next couple
year.
of months. Mom and Dad, can you help us out with that? All right, so we'll look maybe for March. Okay.
Okay, thank you. This brings us to a part of our meeting where if you have some other things you like to do, this would be a good opportunity for you to leave. But if not, you can stay in the remaining portion of our meeting. And I understand we have some members here from Leadership Newton County that's present. If you all would please stand, please.
All right.
Oh, okay, good, great. Well, we'd like to welcome you all to our meeting, and thank you very much.
Sitting in the back except for Mr. Bailey.
We have no public participation. Okay, at this time, I need a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Baker, do I have a second? Second by Ms. Coggins. Any questions or concerns? Having none, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Need a motion to approve the minutes, please.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Bailey, second by Ms. Baker. Any questions or concerns? Having none, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
All opposed, same. Motion carries. Superintendent's report.
Superintendent's reports on, good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board, Madam Superintendent. Operations report for February 2018, a few items to bring to your attention. SPLOST 4 distribution for December was $1.1 million, which is an increase of $170,000 from the previous month. The average for the first 35 months of SPLOST 4 collections is $930,000. The monthly average for SPLOST 3 was $881,000. The title ad valorem tax collection for December was $42,000, and the rate of expenditures is within budget and less than last year, with 56% of funds expended compared to 57% in fiscal year 2017. Facilities. Number one, all playground improvements are now complete. The work including new equipment as well as associated borders and surfacing at 15 locations. And two, the Newton County custodial team continues to work diligently to disinfect schools in order to combat the widespread influenza virus. Under pupil transportation, school buses traveled a total of 277,000 miles last month, and the average cost for diesel fuel was $2.52. Last thing that I want to bring to your attention is on the next page is the overall totals from the Student Health Services report up to December 31st. And so again, it just gives you an idea of what type of traffic our clinics have seen at the schools. Again, January is not here. We do know that flu virus has been quite aggressive this year. So again, we will have those updates for you in the next quarter. That concludes the operations report unless there are questions.
Any questions? Having none, I need a motion to approve operations report, please.
So made.
Have a motion by Ms. Coggins. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Johnson. Any questions or concerns? Having none, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
All opposed, same. Motion carries. Item B,
Item B, curriculum instruction technology report. A few things for your attention. Page 2 of the report, item 4, in efforts to support teachers who are part of the one-to-one Chromebook pilot in 4th grade. The instructional technologists have worked closely with them and their students to integrate instructional technology into daily classroom lessons. Alongside the classroom teachers, instructional technologists have planned, co-taught, and created lessons that will inspire innovation and collaboration amongst peers. The pilot teachers at South Salem, Newton County Theme School, and Oak Hill are true trailblazers and are working tirelessly to ensure that their students are receiving a rigorous and relevant education that incorporates 21st century teaching and learning practices. Item 7, page 3. During the early weeks of January, Newton County School System employees participated in Customer Service Training 101, sponsored by the American Association of School Customer Service and presented by Mr. Zachary Davis. There were 5 days of Customer Service 101 training for all schools and district staff to include principals, assistant principals, counselors, Title I contacts, bookkeepers, registrars, attendants, office clerks, BOE staff, and select service center staff. The learning sessions were completed at various times throughout the week and included important customer service techniques to gain skills and knowledge for family-friendly schools. The training focused on positive interactions and excellent customer service. There were 300 plus people in attendance, and the customer service training was a huge success. Item 8 on page 4. Governor Deal issued a proclamation, as he has in previous years, that January 2018 is Gifted Education Month. The proclamation emphasizes the importance of developing the potential of Georgia's children in the areas of academics, creativity, leadership, and fine arts. It recognizes that our teachers and educational leaders work together with our community to provide the key learning experiences that engage and inspire our students. Finally, it calls for us to recognize the unique learning needs of gifted and talented students and advocate for rigorous educational programming to meet these advanced learning needs. Right below that, in item 9, you'll see that our gifted coordinator, Kimberly Wilbur, was featured with Governor Nathan Deal during this particular Gifted Education Month. On page 6, item 18, on Monday, January 15th, Newton County School System Project Aware opened the doors of Newton High School to honor the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. with a day of service and wellness under the theme Inspire to Aspire, Live to Give. What I want to share with you with this is during this time, 294 books were donated to the book bus. 278 food items were donated to Action Ministries to help prepare meal boxes for Newton County families. 14 pieces of luggage and 215 toiletry items were donated to the Newton County Defects for youth in foster care. 39 coats were given to the transportation department to give out to students who don't have a coat on cold mornings. 29 pints of blood were donated through the American Red Cross Blood Drive. And 17 community providers hosted health and wellness resource tables to connect with participants and volunteers. So very proud of that work. Last thing to share is on page 7, item 22. During the months of January and February, our Special Olympics participated in Georgia Indoor Winter Games and Southeastern Winter Games. Basketball was a huge success this year as we added another team. Our junior team fought hard and won gold, and our senior team won silver. We also had 10 bowlers that brought home 4 gold, 3 silver, and 3 bronze medals. This year was the largest group of athletes that Newton County has taken to games. This past weekend, 5 athletes went to Southeastern Winter Games in Bowling Rock, North Carolina. Our athletes won 3 gold medals and 2 bronze medals. It was heartwarming to see the progress and goals accomplished over the 3 days. Our athletes have worked hard to improve their skills to be able to compete at the levels they have achieved. Over the past 2 months, Newton County has participated in several local events. We have completed elementary skating, middle school bowling, high school Sid Pitt bowling, middle school basketball, and all adaptive students completed motor activities and the wheelchair obstacle course. Track and field events will occur March 26th through March 30th at Sharp Stadium. So just very proud of those student athletes with the work they've done. That concludes the CIT report unless there are questions.
I need a motion to approve item B as presented, please.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Johnson, second by Ms. Coggins. Any questions or concerns? Having none, all in favor, aye. Aye. All opposed? Same, motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, I neglected to provide information for you with enrollment report. There were currently 19,735 students on our roster. Same time last year, 19,737 students for a difference of 2 students.
Thank you. I need a motion to approve enrollment report, please.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Johnson, I have a second.
Second.
Second by Mr. Bailey. Any questions or concerns? Having none, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same, motion carries. We have no old business, we'll move to new business under item A.
Mr. Chairman, as it relates to item A, I have some background information to share with you via a PowerPoint presentation. It's nice. All right, so this evening I want to share some information with you about our capital improvement plan. Basically, a capital improvement plan is a short-range plan that identifies projects, equipment purchases, it identifies a schedule, and also identifies financing options for the plan. This particular plan will be effective January 1st, 2020, and will end December 31, 2024. The goals of the plan are as follows. Goal 1 is to provide optimal learning environments for all students. Goal 2 is to accommodate long-term growth for our school district. 3, ensure students have technology that supports learning. And 4, provide safe and reliable transportation for our students. So I want to spend just a minute on goal number 2 and give you a little bit of background information on that about long-term growth. Our enrollment in the school district has been static really since about 2009. So why are we concerned about long-term growth in Newton County? One of the things that informs our concern about this is the Georgia Department of Public Health predicts live births will continue to increase through 2028. In addition to that, the Atlanta Regional Commission's 20 Metro County forecast reflects positive growth for all counties surrounding Atlanta. By 2040, the Commission projects an increase in population of 56.1% here in Newton County. We already have some indicators that this trend is already happening, and so this is reflected in our residential building permits. As you can see, in 2012, we had 10 building permits, and by 2017, we have 456. And the graph on the right shows building permits through the economic recession through today. In addition, the Governor's Office of Planning and Budget projects the population of Newton County will increase between 2013 and 2050 from approximately 1,000 residents to 195 residents. So collectively, this information indicates that we need to have some concern about the long-term growth of Newton County and how we accommodate future students. And so what is the process for the capital improvement plan, developing the capital improvement plan? One is facility assessment, taking a look at our HVAC systems, roofs, electrical, and other equipment, an assessment of other capital needs, including school buses, technology, and band equipment. We look at enrollment trends, population trends, programmatic trends. We identify and prioritize those needs. Then we gather some cost estimates, and then we take a look at funding sources. And so the 3 funding sources for this capital improvement plan are ESPLOST 5, general obligation bonds, and state capital outlay, which we commonly refer to as the 5-year facility plan. So important dates to know as we move forward. Tonight we're going to ask the board to approve our ESPLOST and GO bond resolution and related agreement. On February 16th, the Board of Elections will approve the resolution. On March 20th, we'll come back and ask you to approve the 5-year facility plan, and then we'll have a referendum on May 22nd. And then you can see where ESPLOST collections will begin and end. ESPLOST, just some brief information about ESPLOST. It was ratified as part of the state constitution in 1996. It allows school districts with voter approval to adopt a 1% sales tax for funding capital projects. All but one county in Georgia have passed at least one East Blast, and most counties, including us, have approved the tax at least 4 times. So in recent years, what has East Blast done for us? And so I just want to take a moment to look back at East Blast 1 through 4 to see what they have done for our school district. East Blast 1 collected $39 million, and so you can see a list of the things that East Blast paid for in whole or in part: veterans, Oak Hill Elementary School, renovations, technology, and school buses. So that's East Blast 1. East Blast 2 collected $49 million and paid for in whole or in part for Rocky Plains Elementary School, Alcovey High School, South Salem Elementary School, Liberty Middle School, and various classroom additions at middle schools, sharp improvements, and purchase of school buses. East Blast 3 collected a total of $42 million and included projects such as Live Oak Elementary, Flint Hill, Newton College and Career Academy, Newton High School, some additions at Alcovey, purchase of school buses, technology, and payment of general obligation bonds. And so East Blast 4 is where we are now, and we anticipate collections totaling $53 million. And so with those funds, we've utilized those funds for Porter Performing Arts Center, technology, school buses, ongoing facility maintenance, playground equipment, security improvements, some parking lot improvements, and playground equipment, and other athletic improvements to other athletic facilities. And also finally, payment of general obligation bonds. So tonight we're proposing a continuation of East Blast, which would be East Blast 5. And we anticipate collections of approximately $60 million. So here are our priority projects, which are aligned with our CIP goals that we discussed earlier. The first project is replacement of Eastside High School. The second is to relocate the Newton K-8 school to the Eastside High School facility. 3 is maintenance and improvement projects at existing facilities. 4 is technology. 5 is school bus replacement. 6 is improvements to Sharp Field and other athletic facilities, and band equipment is number 7, and then furniture replacement number 8. So what are the benefits of our priority project, which is the replacement high school? And this project would have an anticipated completion date of April 2021. And so this would give us a larger facility. We would be able to accommodate approximately 1,700 students, with core facilities for 2,500 students. So the facility would be able to be expanded to accommodate that amount of students. Our current facility has a capacity of 1,325 with an enrollment of 1,489. A new facility would also give us the ability to expand athletic programs, arts education programs, agricultural programs, our marketing education program, larger classrooms to better support collaborative learning, and the ability to offer a ROTC program at the school. And the school would be located within the current attendance zone. So that's the first project. The second is to relocate the Newton K-8 school to the Eastside High School facility. Some of the benefits included with that are a larger facility. Current student capacity is about 1,325. The new facility would give us a student capacity of 1,325. Our current facility has a capacity of 725 with an enrollment of 997. So relocating the school would immediately address the overcrowding issue at the current facility. It relocates the school to a newer facility. We have the ability to increase enrollment at that facility. It provides for athletic facilities not currently available at other middle schools, so other middle schools could benefit from these facilities being available to them. It gives us the ability to utilize the auditorium for arts program for this K-8 school and other middle schools, and it would provide ultimately access to science labs. And so again, just to recap the other projects, maintenance and improvements, which would include roof repair and replacement, HVAC upgrades, parking lot improvements. Technology, which would support the BOE-approved technology plan. School bus replacement, which would include approximately 45 buses. Improvements to Sharp Stadium and other athletic facilities, band equipment, and furniture replacement. So what are the costs associated with this plan? Replacement Eastside High School, $55 million. Relocation of K-8 school, $5 million. Maintenance and improvements at existing facilities, $12.25. Technology, $5 million. School bus replacement, 5.5. Improvements to Sharp Stadium, 3.5. $500,000 for band equipment, and then approximately $1 million for furniture, and then $35 million debt service, which brings you a total of approximately $123 million. So how would that plan be funded? And so the primary funding sources are East Blos 5, which would generate approximately $60 million, state capital outlay funds, $2.7 million, general obligation bonds would generate $60 million, for a total of $123 million. And so what are some of the benefits to this funding proposal? East Blos is paid for by anyone who makes a purchase inside the county. Utilizing bonds as part of the East Blos program provides immediate funding, and we're able to move forward with our priority projects. And then the repayment of the bonds would take place over several East Blos terms, and would minimize the need for an immediate increase in the debt service millage rate. And so just to recap, how are these projects aligned with the original goals that we set forth? To provide optimal learning environments, construction of a new high school would do that, renovations needed to relocate the K-8 school would do that, and then finally maintenance and improvement projects at many of our schools continue to help ensure that optimal learning environments are available for all students. Goal 2 was to ensure facilities accommodate for long-term growth, and we're doing that in 2 ways. One would be to increase at Newton High School, we would be able to accommodate at some point up to 2,500 students at that school with classroom additions. And then at the K-8 school would allow for, that move would allow for increased enrollment of approximately 350 students. And then goal 3 was to ensure students have access to technology. We're doing that by allocating funds to support the BOE approved technology plan. And then goal 4 was safe and reliable transportation. Aligned with that goal is the purchase of new school buses. So again, what we are asking you to do tonight is approve the East Blos to GO bond resolution and related agreements. And that will result in 2 questions on the ballot. The first question would be relative to the East Blos, the continuation of the 1% sales tax. And then the second question on the ballot would deal with general obligation bonds, authorizing the school district to issue those bonds. And so just as a way of thank you to our superintendent, the Newton County Board of Education for their input in this process and feedback, Dr. Craig Lockhart, our deputy superintendent, all our staff who've worked to prepare this, and especially the community who has continued to support East Blos since 2000. And that has made a very big difference in our school district, and we are certainly appreciative of that. And then finally, everyone who shops in Newton County contributes to that, and that's very important. So that is that. And so then we have item A. So in item A, the superintendent recommends the adoption of a referendum resolution pertaining to an education special purpose local option sales tax and issuance of general obligation bonds, which will permit Newton County voters on May 22nd, 2018 to decide whether they want to extend the existing East Blos for a 5-year period from 2020 to 2024 and authorize the issuance of general obligation bonds. In addition to the adoption of the East Blos referendum resolution, the superintendent recommends the intergovernmental agreement between the Social Circle School District and the Newton County School District, which was originally executed on May 8, 2007 in conjunction with East Blos 3, and provides for each school district to make property tax payments for students residing within the respective school district boundary, but attending the other school district be continued by execution of a new agreement. And Mr. Chairman, that is item A for the board's consideration.
Thank you, Dr. Barr. I need a motion to approve item A, please.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Bailey, second by Ms. Baker. Any questions or concerns? Having none, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same. Motion carries. Item B.
In item B, the superintendent recommends the annual renewable contract for diesel fuel and unleaded gasoline be awarded to Petroleum Traders Corporation of Fort Wayne, Indiana. The effective date will be February 26, 2018, and the expiration date will be February 25, 2019. The estimated contract value is $750,000, and this cost will be paid for with budgeted general funds. And that is item B.
I need a motion to approve item B, please.
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Coggins. Do I have a second?
So moved.
Second by Mr. Johnson. Any questions or concerns?
I do have one question for Dr. Barr. It's actually not related to this, but it is a transportation or bus question. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I saw you take a heavy side, Dr. Barr. It's on the bus that you were gonna use, we were gonna order a bus to use the city of Covington.
Right.
Yes.
With
Did we-
natural gas bus,
Yes.
right. And I think it's due to be put in service this week. And so
Okay.
we'll start tracking those expenses and see how they compare to our other
Okay.
buses in the fleet.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
thank you. That's what I
But
wanted to know.
it
was
has
just
arrived.
one, right?
That's correct, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Dr. Barr says it's very quiet.
It is very quiet, that's correct.
That's a quiet.
I've totally never seen a bus on the inside that was quiet.
Yeah.
Maybe not on the inside, but it is a very quiet running bus.
Any other discussion?
I just wanted to, I had a question about, I'm assuming because of there's a, not a markup, but they're decreasing the price for the diesel. And there's a higher markup on the unleaded. We use way more diesel than we use unleaded, and that was the determining factor.
Right, that's correct, yes, sir.
Okay.
Any other discussion? Having, none, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
All opposed, same. Motion carries. Item C.
In item C, the superintendent recommends the annual renewable contract for grounds and athletic fields care and maintenance awarded to Rupert Landscape of Lilburn, Georgia, be renewed for an additional contract term. The effective date will be March 1, 2018, and the expiration date will be February 28, 2019. The estimated contract value is approximately $405,000, and this cost will be paid for with budgeted general funds, and that is a contract renewal.
Can I get a motion to approve item C, please?
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Baker. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Coggins. Any discussions or concerns? Having none, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Item D.
Item D, the superintendent recommends the identified items be declared surplus and disposed of per board policy. And it concludes item D.
Need a motion to approve item D, please.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Ms. Coggins, second by Ms. Baker. Any discussions or concerns? Having none, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
All opposed, same. Motion carries. Item E.
Good evening.
Good evening.
The superintendent recommends the approval of the attached agreement between the Newton County School System and the following provider to provide speech services to students with disabilities in accordance with their individual education programs for the remainder of the 17-18 school year. Some background, the district is responsible for obtaining, providing, or arranging for the provision of special education services as determined by the student's IEP. Newton County provides these services through contractual arrangements with outside agencies when the need for services for students with disabilities cannot be met through system employees. Hourly rates for contracted services are based on years of experience and level of degree obtained. NCSS is currently contracting with agencies to provide services for speech-language therapy and other related services as required by students' IEPs. The contractual agreement with Precious Minds Academy is attached. And that is it.
Okay. I need a motion to approve item E, please.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Ms. Coggins, second by Ms. Baker. Any questions or concerns? Having none, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Item F.
Good evening.
Good evening.
The superintendent recommends the technology and support equipment needed for select schools be purchased from Dell Marketing LP of Round Rock, Texas, Apple Incorporated of Austin, Texas, and LaCroix Technology of Toccoa, Georgia. Background. Individual schools are allowed the flexibility to use their allotted Title I funds in a way that supports and aligns with strategies identified in their Title I school-wide plans. Accordingly, select schools have chosen to invest in additional technology, i.e. laptops, Chromebooks, iPads, interactive panels, and associated support equipment. The school system will utilize 2 State of Georgia contracts as well as a Newton County contract to procure the equipment. The school's purchases and their associated costs are represented in a chart that you have before you. The total cost is $413,451, and this cost will be paid for with budgeted FY18 Title I Part A school allocations. And additional documentation is on file and available for your review.
Thank you. I need a motion to approve item F, please.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Mr. Johnson, second by Mr. Bailey. Any questions or concerns?
I do have one question, Dr.
Ms. Becker.
Thomas. My question is, because I see there's a variety of technology chosen, and it may actually go to Mr. Fayol instead. I just wanted, okay. I just want to know, do you guys review, the technology department, review with the schools? I know they have the opportunity to choose what they want to choose, but do you kind of suggest based on the upgrades, like some units may upgrade faster than the others?
Yeah, all the items that the schools have purchased or suggesting to purchase are already the technology pre-approved items that we would already be purchasing in lieu of Title I funds, i.e. the LaCroix boards or the boards that we're currently board approved that we are purchasing now in some of the classrooms. The laptops, same thing. So these
Okay.
are items that the technology department or any school could purchase on their own. They're utilizing the Title I funds to meet the academic needs of their students.
Now, but with that, do you guys make a suggestion though, is what I'm asking?
Yes.
So let's say the Latitude 3380 upgrades a lot faster than the 3180. Like, do you make suggestions in terms of that? Like, this is what the trend we have seen in past years, so to be more economically fiscal for you guys to purchase this model versus that model?
Yeah, in the Title I approval process, I sign off on those items, so they are, so if they
Okay.
it comes to my desk and I'm like, oh, no, this was
Perfect.
going out, obsolete, so on and so forth, and we'll suggest this model instead before it goes over to Title, well, before it's finalized.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. That's what I wanted.
Any other discussion? Having none, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same. Motion carries. Item G.
Item G, the superintendent recommends the approval of personnel recommendations made during executive session.
I need a motion to approve item G, please.
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Coggins, second by Mr. Johnson. Any questions or concerns? Having none, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Other matters of interest, Ms. Coggins? Mr. Johnson?
Well, yes, everybody come out and let's support our Rams this weekend. We need you. We need you to holler, scream, pat your feet, wave your hand, talk loud. We need all of that. So join us. Love to have you. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Bailey?
No, sir.
Ms. Baker?
Yes, I do. Before y'all start laughing at me. So I have a couple of things actually, but I wrote them all out so I won't forget anything. So really want to give kudos to the school nurses and the custodial staff, and probably the principals probably need to thank those people inside of their school buildings because they have been extra busy lately, and so I really do want to give kudos to them. Reminder that GSBA Day or Education Day at the Capitol is February 27th for anybody who wants to attend. And I know, Dr. Lockhart, you touched on what the Project Aware team did, but I think a lot of people don't understand the very big impact that it had in the community. In past years on Day of Service, Newton County has not had a set activity or place for residents to go and volunteer, residents and organizations. So many people on the day of service, the day on and not a day off, have to go outside of the county. So I really want to give a huge kudos to Ms. Bosson and her staff under the Project Aware for organizing that event and giving the opportunity for people to stay in the community to give their service back on that day on and not day off. So
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Ms. Fury?
Only just a reminder that the end of the day on Friday begins the midwinter break. So we will not be in session the following week.
Thank you.
And I think the basketball game, the girls begins at 6,
6.
and the boys begins at 7:30, and they are state playoff games.
Right.
So really important for us to be there if we can be.
Mr. Johnson didn't talk about his daughter, though. She got,
I didn't know that.
that deserves a kudos.
Yes.
That she is the, is it regional coach of the year or?
Yes.
Regional coach of the year. So that's big news as well. So kudos to her.
Thank you.
Well, good, good. We have a lot of things to shout about here in our Newton County school system. We all should be proud.
Absolutely.
Okay, having no other information to pass on, I need a motion to adjourn, please.
Second.
Motion by Ms. Coggins, second by Mr. Johnson. All in favor, aye? All opposed, same. Motion carried. We stand adjourned.
Yep.